Our story starts with someone calling, "Your Highness, wake up, Your Highness." Our MC thinks in his head, "What, Your Highness? Is he calling me?" We hear the voice again, "Your Highness, Your Highness." We see our MC that is sitting on a big wooden chair with armrests, at the center of a town in front of crowd. He opened his eyes looking confused at what is going on with question marks all around him. He looks around and see a few noble-looking ladies standing beside him trying hard to hold their laughter. One of them was covering their mouth with a fan. He looks in front of him in a bit shock where he see a sight of people surrounding a place where someone going to be hanged to death. We can see a clear grim expression on his face. Our MC is in utter shock thinking that wasn't he making a blueprint in his office. We can see his inner self in panic thinking that tomorrow is the last date in submitting the blueprint. He is really a corporate slave like me, the channel owner. Jokes apart, back to the story. In the next frame we see a shiny bald head, a guy with bald shiny head standing behind him calls him, "Your Highness." The shiny baldy tells our MC that it is time for the execution and that our MC should announce his ruling about the matter of the execution that is about to happen. Our MC's brain gets malfunctioned after hearing that. Even so that he can't even responding to what the baldy just said to him. We see our MC's eyes popping out as he realized something. Or maybe he got possessed by some ghost. I don't know what is going on with him in this frame. In this frame we now see that finally our MC is realizing that he is in someone else's body. MC now understand that he isn't that nerd Ching Yen anymore, he is now in the body of the fourth Prince Roland Wimbledon of the Kingdom of Greycastle, which is one of the 4 great kingdoms on the continent. Our MC remembers from the memory of Roland that he is in the fight for throne, which was the idea of his father the king, and in this game of throne whoever wins will be the successor to the throne. His father the king placed various territories under the rule of his kids who were now in their adulthood. And the level of governance during the 5 years' time will be assessed and the successor will be decided based on that. We see the issuing his order that during these 5 years he himself will witness the ability of governance in the territories they are given to rule. He ensured to them that the fight for throne will be a fair competition between siblings. Our MC is a bit worried about the fairness of the competition, saying that does his father thinks that this is some sort of video game where everyone will get the same conditions. We then see the attributes of the first prince. He is a muscle head in black and red armor with maxed martial strength. After that we see a merchant looking second prince with maxed out attribute of wealth. Next we see pirate looking the third princess, which looks like a pirate, and her military strength attribute is all maxed out. And in the last see a lowly looking fifth princess and her intelligence attribute is maxed out. After all those are the alien looking fourth prince who does not have any special skills like me, was not favored since young age. He was assigned to the border town where he lived with regional people who dumped excrement on the streets, then taken away by the Black Death. It was all planned out well and clear. Our MC face palms thinking about the situation he is in. We hear the baldy calling him and telling him, "Your Highness, it's about time for the execution, please quickly announce the ruling." Our MC looks a bit shocked. And then he realized that for what reason he was there is the town center, and the reason for that was that he was intended to execute a witch.
The episode starts with people screaming and a girl with her head covered with black cloth and standing on the hanging platform with rope around her neck. People are screaming at her that she is a damned witch and the reincarnation of demon. They are saying that she have committed many evil deed and she should be punished with death. Our MC is in utter shock to hear what people is saying. He thinks to himself that in a place where civilization is not open-minded, this kind of stupid things actually exist. They place innocent people as responsible for the things like natural disasters and misfortune. He slaps the papers out of the bald man's hand. And after that he raises his hand and issues his order to release that witch who was about to be executed. The baldy is shocked at what he is hearing, and the people around are also in shock, and they are also furious. That did His Highness said to release that witch. Our MC, sensing the public sentiment with his extremely sharp Spider-Man senses, decides that with great power comes great responsibility, and he changes his decision and say that he is tired today and let's make another ruling some other day. The baldy at the back can't believe what he is hearing right now. He tells him, "But Your Highness." Before he could finish his sentence, the chief knight from the back speaks up saying, "Your Highness, this is not a joke." He further explains what he wants to say, that once a witch is being identified, it must be dealt with, or if they don't kill that witch, it will attract other witches who will come to their town and try to release this witch. Our MC thinks to himself that a chief knight who is so strong is afraid of a girl from her jailbreak. After that, our MC starts waking down the stairs from the platform and tells the chief knight that it will be better if a few witches comes to save her and they will catch them at once. He tells them while walking down that he is going to take some rest and all of them should disperse. The chief knight is dumbfounded at what he just heard from the MC. The scene shifts and we see the south castle of the border town, which is the temporary residence of the fourth prince, who is our MC. We see our MC shutting the door after himself loudly while the chief knight is standing outside of the door all nervous. After closing the door finally, our MC is all alone. He can think about his situations. He says in mind that God, what he has done last time he talked with this many people was when it was the Chinese New Year. He thinks that he must have died by working himself while making those blueprints, and after that he was transmigrated to this place. He says to himself to forget about it. After all, this is an additional life and he cannot complain. He says all this while looking at his fist like his eternal lover. I mean, my hand is also my only lover. I do things with it at night. AHM. Sorry for distracting. Back to the story. Our MC thinks to himself that from now on he is Roland and he should live this life. After that, he thinks about finding the information about the witch. The scene shit to the dark border town prison. Our MC is going down the dark stairs of the prison. The chief knight is following him and saying that what our MC is doing right now is too dangerous already. Our MC taunts the chief knight saying that, "Oh, my chief knight is afraid of a little lady, isn't that too much of a nonsense?" The chief knight is afraid for his life and looks like he is about to piss his pants. He says to the prince that these witches are the claws of demons. Our MC thinks to himself that does his chief knight has the face of a charming man, but his mouth is a chatterbox. Episode 3. We see long legs. We see a witch with long legs, and she is wearing shabby cloth, and she is trying to approach the cell bars in the jail cell. In the next frame, we see a beautiful girl with long hair and blue eyes, with a chain wrapped around her neck, and a blue gemstone is hanging from the thick iron chain. Our MC approaches her and tells her, "Come here and let me have a look at you." Right at that time, the chief knight gets in between them and yells on top of his lungs, "Don't come near." Our MC taps him on his shoulder from behind with a fed-up look on his face, tells him, "No need to be nervous, I just want to see her." Then our MC approaches the beautiful girl, asking her what her name was. Just when MC is trying to talk to her, the foolish chief knight starts screaming again to our MC, saying that she is a witch. She used witchery to burn people in the mines. She is a demon which cannot be even burned by the fire. And the chief knight says that MC should not talk to her because she will bewitch him. Our MC gives the chief knight punch in the head treatment and then proceeds asking the girl to tell him what happened in the mine in detail. that has a sad expression on her face while thinking about what happened in the mine. Seeing her uneasiness, our MC asks her that. What happened? If she doesn't want to talk about what happened in the North Slope mine, she replies with her head down, saying that no, she will talk. She starts her story that her father works at the mine, and because of the collapse of the mine, her father was trapped underneath the heavy stones. And right at that point, another mine worker tried to steal his belongings. When her father saw this, he got up with a stick in his hand. I don't know how he got out though, wasn't he stuck a minute ago? But we'll back to the story. He starts fighting with the other worker inside the mine. He was slammed into the ground by the thief. And that thief then picks up a pickaxe and tries to murder her father. And at that time, our beautiful witch girl screams, "No!" And that was the time when her power was awakened and she burned that thief to the crisp. People present at that place who witnessed this was her asked if this was her doing. The other person said that this is the power of a witch that Anna used. Anna is the name of the witch girl, and from on we will call her Anna. Anna is shocked at seeing what she did to the thief that was trying to steal the belongings of her father. She pleads to the people there to please hide her identity as a witch and don't tell anyone about it. She begs them all. Our MC asked her that was she reported by her neighbors that why she was there in the prison right now. She denies this and tells that her neighbor didn't report her to the authorities. But she was reported by her own father. In the next frame, we see the Baldy telling our MC that the witch already confessed to her crimes, so he should quickly execute her. But our MC doesn't listen to them and demands that he wants to look at the so-called power of the witch. Episode 4. We see Anna leaning forward asking our MC that does he wants to see the power of the demon that they talks about. Our MC stares at her in the eyes and tells her that he wants to have a look. Anna tells our MC that they have hanged the Godstone of Retribution around her neck, and that's the reason why she can't use the powers right now. She asks him that if he dares to take off this iron necklace off her. She also warns him that if he is not afraid that curiosity could kill him. Our MC grabs the chain on her neck and pulls it towards himself. He pulls it so hard that it lifts Anna with it, and the next movement that necklace with the Godstone of Retribution breaks. Anna is shocked at seeing that MC really did break the necklace off her. Our MC tosses the Godstone of Retribution behind him and tells her to start her performance that he is expecting. Anna stands in front of our MC grinning. In the next movement, she focuses and unleashes her power. We see orange flames circling around her in the prison cell. Our MC takes a few steps back and covers his face because of the intensity of the flame that is inside the cell. He is a bit shocked and asks himself that what is this? What is going on? In the next movement, we see Anna melting the iron bars of the prison. Chief Knight covers our MC with his body, telling him, "Be careful, Your Highness." Our MC asks with shock that is this the power of a witch? The Chief Knight tells Anna to not come near them. We see Anna putting off the flame she caused with her hand by shrugging it off. Our MC thinks that no wonder the Baldy Bear said that she can't be burned by fire because she herself is the fire. He thinks that how can fire burn fire? We see our MC grinning, thinking about the magic really exists in this world. And he thinks that just how precious of a resource can Anna be. While our MC is thinking all that, Anna approaches him and asks that has she satisfied his curiosity. And if she has, now our MC can execute her already. Our MC takes his coat off and throws it towards Anna. The coat lands on her head and covers her body. She is looking so cute. Our MC speaks up, not agreeing with her and extending his hand to her, telling her that, "No, Lady Anna, I want to hire you. Our MC is also simp just like me." Episode 5. The episode starts with our MC explaining that second law of thermodynamics, which I will put on the screen. You all can pause and read it. I am not going to read the whole thing. Our MC explains that this world has broken away from the ever-increasing entropy problem, and this world can make magic out of nothing. He further explains that it is much not excited than the invention of perpetual motion machine. Next we see the badly Barif screaming in the ear of our MC, telling him that, "What did he just say?" He speaks in a more formal way with our MC saying, "Your Highness, Your Highness, do you really want to hire a witch?" He explains that she could make all sort of calamities as easy as blowing off dust. Our MC isn't getting what Badly is on about. He just says that is there any problem with it, him hiring her. The Badly then explains to our MC that keeping this witch and hiring her is like going against the will of the Holy Church, and plus they will be watched by the Witch Corporation Association closely, and they will annihilate them in one go. Our MC not listening to what Barif the Baldy is saying. Instead tell him to go and get him an employment contract. Baldy asks him confused, "What employment contract?" Our MC explained to Barif the Baldy that as his government affairs representative, don't tell him that he doesn't know anything about it. Our MC then tells him that wants to establish a proper employment relationship with this lady. He also instructs Barif to get someone to arrange residence for Lady Anna. Man, I like the treatment he is giving her, like a proper simp. The scene shifts to Border Town's castle's government affairs office. Our MC is sitting on a chair with a table in front of him, asks the Baldy Barif that, has he settled well everything that he asked him to do? The Baldy replies that according to his instructions, that witch has been hanged in the public square this afternoon. The Baldy tells our MC that he really saved a witch. The risk with saving that witch is really big. Baldy thinks to himself that the fourth prince is already causing trouble. Our MC tells Baldy to not doubt his decision about this matter, and our MC's opinion witches are not any demons, ghosts, nor monsters. Badly tries to explain himself by saying, "But..." MC cuts in before the Badly could say anything. He asks him, "Barif, do you feel that Border Town is a good place?" Barif answers that it's not really a good place. MC tells him that it's a very terrible place, right? Our MC explained that without the wealth of the second prince and the military strength of the third princess, what are the chances of winning against them? Barif can't even say a word because he knows that there is nothing to say. Our MC slams his hands on the desk in front of him and yells that the chances of winning against them are close to zero. Our MC tells him that that's the reason why he has to look for another kinds of methods to deal with this situation. Our MC clears his throat and tells Baldy Barif to bring Lady Anna to come meet him. The scene shifts to a bathroom where Anna is getting cleaned up by two maids that are helping her with washing herself up. She looks so uncomfortable around them. A maid brings her an outfit and tells her that His Highness wants you to change into these cloths. Anna looks confusingly to the outfit that the maid is holding in front of her. Anna blushes and thinks that she actually have to wear such cloths. Oh my God, she is so cute. We see Anna wearing the outfit and a maid shows her the way and tells her that His Highness the Prince is waiting for her. Episode 6. We see our MC stands in front of a small wooden shack, thinks to himself that although it was built last minute for Anna so that she can practice in it, it still looks pretty decent. Chief Knight bows down and announces the arrival of Lady Anna to our MC. Our MC looks the way Anna is coming from, and we see Anna looking down and walking towards our MC. She is also pulling on her skirt. Maybe it is too short for her taste, but every one of us, including MC, thinks that it is perfect. As MC looks at her, he says that him choosing a maid outfit for her as her training uniform was a good choice because all the other available options were not good enough. Our MC then asks Anna that if the cloths are fitting her. Anna, a bit uncomfortable pulling her skirt, says, "Your Highness." She continues speaking, asking MC that why did he took in a person like her. She explains the reason for her asking that she is a witch who was morally corrupted, and why isn't he afraid of her. She then remembers all the painful memories that how people hated on her because she was a witch. Our MC answers her question saying that he isn't afraid of her. He further explains that thinking of the powers of witch as evil is just a discrimination of human. People hating on witches is simple because they don't understand the power of witches and they don't understand the witches themselves. Our MC tells Anna while extending his hand to her that he doesn't believe in the power of demons. All he knows is that this power only belongs to Anna. Anna blushes after hearing what MC said to her, and she put her hand on MC's hand. Our MC assures her that he will help her in controlling this power of hers. We see Anna sweating from the heat she is producing. Well, she is trained and trying to control her power. Our MC asks her that if she can still continue training. While in the next frame we see Anna conjuring fire at her feet, which is swirling around her, creating a circle. We see that she burst into fire and the flame is covering all her body. MC thinks to himself that it seems that the training of controlling fire magic of Anna is not as easy as he has imagined. The next movement we see Anna screaming and sitting down on the floor that her cloths got burnt again. MC is blushing when he sees that. He thinks that it's a good thing that he told the servants to prepare a few extra cloths for the training of Anna just in case she burned her cloths. And he also told Anna to not wear the maid attire while practicing her magic skills. Baldy comes to the shack telling MC that he has something to tell to our MC. When he sees our MC, he tells him, "So this is where you are." The Baldy looks all exhausted. Baldy screams that the patrolling teams have found the traces of demonic beasts in the jungle and the months of demons will come really this month. Chief Knight is shocked at hearing this news from the Baldy, while Anna also looks concerned. But our MC doesn't know what is going on right now, as he doesn't know anything about what the months of demon are. Episode 7. MC says, "What months of demon?" while looking all confused as he knows nothing about it. Baldy tries explaining to our MC as he doesn't know anything about the months of demon. Baldy explains that every year after the first snow falls of the season, the sun will become dim and the gates of the hell that are situated in the mountains will open up during that time. He further adds that Border Town doesn't have any defense mechanism, thus all of the people from Border Town will migrate to Longsong Stronghold at that time. Baldy ensures to MC that he should be at ease because his safety will be their first priority. Our MC is confused about the Gate of Hell part of the story, so he asks him that has he seen that Gates of Hell by himself? Baldy replies that how could a normal person like him see the gates of hell, and the mountains are totally impossible to cross, and even going closer to the mountains one will get the effects of the evil that resides there, unless. Our MC asks, unless what? Baldy says, unless that person is a witch who has fallen for the temptation of the evil itself, only witches who uses the power of demons and evil can reach and see the gates of hell. MC asks about the demonic beasts that has the Baldy ever seen a demonic beast by himself before. Badly replies that he has never seen a demonic beast by himself before. He is the same as the MC, it's his first time coming to the border town as well, just like the prince. He adds that within the central castle of the Grey Castle Kingdom only a few people has ever encountered or seen a demonic beast by themselves. MC thinks to himself that if the border town had to migrate once a year, how can it ever develop? At first he thought that although border town is a bit poor, but there is still the potential for growth in it. But now when he looks at it, this place really is a huge hopeless dark pit. MC asks the Baldy Berev that if the Longsong stronghold can defend against the demonic beasts, that means that they are not invincible, so why can't the border town defend against the demonic beasts? Berev is shocked at what he just heard from the MC's mouth. He explains that Longsong stronghold has a huge wall and Duke Ryan's elite troops are stationed there, and how can a small town like border town be compared to them? MC says with a worried look in his eyes that the reason why border town was built here was the reason for it to be used as cannon fodders. MC give command to Berev to bring his people and go find the local guards and hunter, plus they must have lived here for more than 5 years because they can be the best choice for defending the border town against the demonic beasts. In the next frame we can see a beautiful garden and chair and table are placed in the garden. We see a few silhouettes of people around the table. We see our MC and Anna are sitting with each other. MC is drinking some sort of drink while Anna is munching on a cake, and both of them are looking at each other, looking so cute together. MC places the glass on the table and asks Anna to tell him about the months of demon that are approaching. She replies, "All right, Your Highness." She starts explaining that unlike nobles, to them, the months of demon are a nightmare that they face every year. She adds that a nightmare where one could die. She continues explaining that as our MC knows that her father is a miner and the majority of people in this town are miners, they live a hard life. Plus, when every year the months of demon arrive, people would transfer their yearly mining harvest to the Longsong stronghold and exchange it for food for the next year and some gold royals. She continues her story that during the months of demon they will stay in the temporary settlements until the winter is over. Some years ago the months of demon continued for 4 months, and the government officials of the Longsong stronghold told them that the ore that they processed from the mines were only enough for 3 months, and they are only able to provide them food for 4 months until the next batch of the ore arrives. But because the months of demon were still not over, they were stuck in the Longsong stronghold. That was not the end of their worries, because the food and other necessities were all distributed. The strongest people among the people of border town used to bully the weak often. Some of the people from the border town were unable to endure through the though months of demon and died. MC with a sad expression on his face tells Anna that he reckoned that must have been though for a girl like her and her father. Anna replied that during that time her father was still very protective of her and he provided for her during that though times. We see all of them sitting in the garden not saying anything because of the situation. After a few movement, Anna speaks up saying that it was 25 gold royal the reward her father got for reporting her to the authorities. She doesn't blame him because her father just wanted to continue living. MC slams the table with his fist hard and says that he will never let such months of demon come ever again. He will make sure that the people of border town never see such though months of demon again. He stands up and assures to Anna with a firm look of determination on his face that he give guarantee that such will never happen again. MC walks down the stairs and issues a command to the maids to tell the baldy Berev to come meet him and report to him that what happened to the matter he asked him to do. Maids replied, "All right, Your Highness." The scene shift of the border town government's office once again. MC is sitting on the chair and asks Berev that are these the people that I am looking for? Berev replies immediately to MC saying that yes, Your Highness. The first person is Grey Dog, who is from the Beacon Tower, and the second person is Brian, who is also a guard from the Beacon Tower of the Northern Slope Mine. Berev explains that these two are the patrol squad captains. They are intended to light up the beacon every year in the start of the months of Demon. The tired person that Berev brought was a hunter who said that he had fought against a demonic beast before and had personally cut off a demonic beast's head. Grey Dog is all nervous and stuttering while talking to the prince. He says that the snow has started falling and they found the traces of demonic beasts in the forest, so they lit up the beacon to inform public that they should leave. MC, seeing him stutter, tells him to let his partner speak up since they came together. MC asks Brian that what demonic beasts look like and are they killable. Brian answers that yes, demonic beasts are killable and they were normal animals at first, but they were affected by the evil in the mountains and that makes them demonic beasts, and they are more ferocious as compared to the other beasts. He further adds that every year after the end of the months of Demon are over, Longsong Stronghold send cavalry troops to clean the way between Longsong Stronghold and border town so that the people can return to their homes. The hunter that Berev brought speaks up saying that they are nothing formidable. Let me report to you that I have killed demonic beasts. MC has a look interest on his face while looking at that man. That hunter further added that he has killed 2 of them to be exact. Berev is in shock hearing that. The hunter gets on his one knee for respect and looks at MC while grinning.
Episode 8. The episode starts with the hunter on his knee telling the MC that he has killed 2 demonic beasts before. Our MC thinks to himself that this person definitely has a strong aura surrounding him, this much expected from a person who claims that he has killed 2 demonic beasts and that he definitely is not lying about it. The old Berev tells our MC that he is a hunter from the town. He tells that his name is Iron Axe. Berev further adds that there is a rumor that this hunter possesses the lineage of the giant of Majin clan. Our MC asks the hunter that you said that you have killed demonic beasts. Iron Axe replied that he had killed a wolf species and a boar species. MC is a bit confused to hear that, and he asks him that what does he mean by species? Iron Axe explains to MC that species is a way in which the hunter classifies the demonic beasts. They were originally ordinary animals for the forest, but because of the evil, they become ferocious during the months of Demon during the winter, which makes them very hard to deal with. He further adds that the wolf species would become more agile and cunning, which makes the only way to deal with them is to set a trap in advance. While boar species' skin becomes though, and its defense increases, which makes it hard to deal with, and its skin cannot be pierced at the distance of 50 yards even with a crossbow. MC is thinking about the situation, and he concludes that the strong animals of the forest become stronger while the agile ones becomes even more faster. Iron Axe exclaims that exactly these demonic beasts are not the most terrifying of them deal with. He further adds to what he wants to say, that the most terrifying among these monsters are the mixed species. Our MC is shocked at what he is hearing right now. Iron Axe continues talking about the mixed breed species. He says that these mixed species are truly terrifying, and only hell can create such monsters. He says that he has only once seen a mixed breed in his life. It possessed a strong body with a pair of wings on its body. Because of these wings, that demonic beast could fly short distances. He adds that furthermore, it seems to be able to know his location and were always able to track him down while he tried to run for his life. At the end, he survived only by jumping into the Chishui River before he got unconscious, and that's how his life got saved. Our MC thinks to himself that this world is becoming more and more fantasy-like. He thinks that a strong wall can blockade all the normal animals. But what about those beasts who can fly like the mixed species? MC looks at the chief knight and inquires from him that the mixed species should be scarce, right? The chief knight replies that, "There are not many of them, your highness. During each month of demon there would only be 2 to 3 mixed species. If not, the Longsong stronghold might have faced a huge problem each year." Our MC says, "So it's indeed like this." He stands up and slams his hand on the table in front of him. He tells the chief knight that he has decided to stay at the border town during these months of demon. Chief knight and old Barav is shocked at what he just heard from the prince's mouth. The chief knight tires explaining to him that, "This matter definitely out of the question, your highness. Just the wild boar species demonic beasts alone, only the elite troops at the stronghold are able to deal with them. Adding on with their massive numbers, without a strong wall of support relying on guards alone to defend against the demonic beasts, after the casualties go over 10%, everything would surely fall apart." Our MC is just looking at him silently while he says all this. And after that our MC tells him, "If that's IT, what if I gave you a wall? I will give you a wall right between the bottom of North Slope Mountain and Chishui River." The chief knight tells the prince nervously, "Even if you want to fool around, you must also have a limit. Do you know how long it would take to build a wall like this? Not mentioning that there is only less than 4 months until the months of the demon. Even if we had 4 years, there may not even be enough time for us to be ULD the wall." Our MC, while taking a seat on his chair, tells the chief knight, "I understand this. You don't have to come to a conclusion this fast if there is no reliable wall by that time. I will follow you and retreat to Longsong stronghold. I don't have the intentions to discard my life at this damned place." The chief knight, listening to this, gets on his knee and tells MC that he swears to him to his last breath. The scene shifts to Grey Castle Blue Waterport. We see the third princess standing at pier and saying that the sea winds are getting colder and winter is approaching. She asks her knight, whose name is Rain, "Ryan, when will our Black Sail fleet be able to return?" Rain gets on his one knee and replies, "If nothing unexpected happens, they will be able to arrive at Blue Waterport in 3 days. The third princess tells him that, "This is this year's last voyage. I hope that they will bring me a sufficient surprise." She further adds that, "If you hide gold royals in a cupboard, they will be just like stones. Only by spending the gold royals, then would they be able to exhibit their true worth." Narrator note: gold royals is the currency of this world. She tells her knight that, "Let's go back inside the room. The wind is getting stronger and stronger." They get to the palace of the third princess and her knight Rain asks her that, "Your highness, there is one thing that I don't understand. How are you able to foresee all of this before the king had even announced the fight for the throne?" She replies, "Foresee? I did not know that father would think of a fight for the throne, this kind of lousy idea, to help pave the way for that darling second son of his." She further adds that, "Will the person who governed their city the best definitely be able to sit on the throne of Grey Castle? I originally thought that you would be able to understand after you had seen the Black Sail fleet plan, Ryan." Knight Rain thinks to himself, "So that is the reason your fleet is not only built for gathering fortune, allowing plundering, and not adding taxes. Ever since Black Sail fleet plan has been commenced, IT has gained experienced sailors, fierce warriors, and the support of the people." He also thinks about the princes, this is Grey Castle's third princess, Garcia Wimbledon, a woman who is able to rely on her insight and strength to ascend onto the throne. The third princess asks her knight, "That's right. Leave those things aside first. I heard that those little tricks has failed." Rain replies to her, "Yes, there is only news from Border Town, reporting that the pill has failed. For the other places, there wasn't even any news." She tell him that, if there are no news from other places, it means that they were killed by my brothers. It is as expected. She further added that, however, "I did not expect that even fourth brother was able to be safe and sound, to speak the truth. I feel a bit disappointed. Rain tells her, Kingfisher said in the secret letter that she personally saw the fourth prince eat the pill with her own eyes. She replies to him, failure means failure. I do not want to listen to any explanations. It will soon be the months of the demon. My adorable fourth brother is going to go to Longsong Stronghold to take refuge, right? She adds TP what she is saying and says, when the demonic beasts attack, the stronghold will definitely be in Dissarin for quite a while. You write a letter to King Fisher, tell her to grab hold of this opportunity. The knight in his knee replies to her, yes, your highness. She tells him that the pill was bought from Alchemy Master in Bill's, right? What did he say at that time? The pill is colorless, tasteless, and melts immediately when comes into contact with water. Death is definite if the pill is taken, incurable, and is the latest achievement of his alchemy, right? The knight replied to her that yes, that indeed the case. She issues her order to the knight to hang that alchemy master. Chapter 9. We see Anna sitting in meadows surrounded by animals and she is reading something. We see a person in black clothes approach her and he says to her, Anna, what are you reading again today? Poetry of nobles? Or is it the history of religion development? She greets that person, and we know from this that this person is her teacher Carl Van Bate. We see her picture breaking like a broken glass. He remembers the time of Anna's hanging when people were screaming that she is evil and she should be hanged. He remembers the time when Anna is covered with a cloth and a rope was around her neck, and she was hanged to death. He looks at his hands trembling, then hold his face and says, no, no. We see that he wakes up from this terrible dream and he thinks, I dreamed of Anna's hanging again. He thinks to himself, if such a pure girl like Anna can also be proclaimed as evil, those administrative officials at Grey Castle whose greed can't be satisfied should be the devils that came from hell. He further thinks, if not for them substituting out the stone materials so that they can pocket a few hundred gold rovals, IT would not have caused the new theater building to collapse while it was undergoing construction and drag in the lives of over 30 people. He thinks in his mind that they should be the people who should be hanged. He thinks to himself with blood in his eyes. He thinks that this kingdom did not give them the ruling they deserve. Instead, IT was the innocent stonemasons association who bore the charge. He thinks while standing up from his chair. Imposing heavy tax, uneven distribution of resources, public safety and disorder, and crowning the title of devil on an innocent and confused girl, cruelly sending her to the gallows. He exclaimed in his heart that, God, what is true evil? Are you able to see it clearly? We see someone knocking on his door, and he opens the door for that person. She pulls on his cloths and tells him, Teacher, I feel that something is wrong with my body. She asks, Will I be hanged just like Anna? Carl Van Bate rubs her on the head and replies to her, No, you will get better. Teacher will protect you well. We see Carl Van Bate on the town streets and he is thinking that, I did not stand up when the Stonemason Association was destroyed. I also did not stand up when Anna was hanged. I cannot let the same thing happen to Anna. I must do something. Carl Van Bate hears some commotion that people are making on the street. He hears people saying, the fourth prince actually wants to hire people to construct Border Town at this time. Stone grinder, mud craftsman, handyman. There are quite a few different jobs that he is looking for. Is this real or fake? Does it cover food and shelter? How much can they give us per day? One of the men replies that, don't think about it. You can't even build a manure pit properly. What else would you even be able to construct? All the other people laughed at him. We see a work notice on a notice board which is placed in the town center. You people can pause the video and read the work notice. Carl Van Bate is shocked at seeing the position needed on the work notice. Carl Van Bate thinks to himself, that's right, His Highness. He thinks that IT is rumored that His Highness thinking is unique, his personality is different from ordinary people, and he extremely dislikes the Holy Church. But Carl Van Bate also thinks about that. However, It is more likely that I would be treated as the accomplice of witches and be sent to the gallows. He walks away from the notice board thinking, right now I can only place my hope on that the prince who dislikes the Holy Church will be able to treat the laws of the Holy Church as waste paper. For Anna who has already died, for Nana who is still alive, for the sake of the cracks in my heart to stop becoming any wider. Starts with our MC and Chief Knight walking beside a broken wall. The Chief Knight asks him, Your Highness, how high and wide do you intend to build this wall? MC replies to him, at least 15 foot tall and 6 foot wide, big enough for 4 people to walk in together while being side by side to each other. Chief Knight says that, if it is like that, we will have to dig a trench that is a person's height deep to stabilize the upper part of the wall. Furthermore, if the top part of the wall is 6 Chinese foot wide and the wall is 15 Chinese foot tall, the width of the bottom part of the wall needs to at least be doubled. Chief Knight continues talking that, even if the digging of the trench and building of the wall starts at the same time, and you give me 350 artisans, the most I can guarantee is that I will be able to complete them by next year's Months of the Demon. MC asks after listening to the Chief Knight that, what is the main problem? Chief Knight replies, the main problem is that for guaranteeing the wall stability, every stone must be picked and grinded properly. If not, it will be very hard for them to stick together. Our MC replies to him, I understand. We will follow your plan. The digging of the trench and construction of the wall will be at the same time. For the building of the wall, you don't have to worry about it. Grey Castle's Alchemy Workshop's latest product, cement, will surprise you. Chief Knight doesn't know what cement is, so he is surprised to hear that name. The scene skips to the border town cement burning room. Our MC is leaning against the wall and the Chief Knight is standing in front of him. Chief Knight asks the MC, Your Highness, in this room, can the cement that you speak of really be made? MC thinks to himself, the production of cement is very simple, and the raw ingredients are very common. Just slightly fiddle around at Border Town, and you will be able to get everything. The crucial point to making the cement is the temperature. He thinks that. However, I don't remember the specific temperature that is needed, and in this era, there are also no reliable tools for controlling and configuring temperature. Therefore, we see the door opening and a person can be seen, and she isn't wearing any cloths. MC tells the Chief Knight to stay there and to not come after him. The Chief Knight obeys him and says, Yes, Your Highness. MC looks at the door where Anna is standing and he thinks, therefore the making of the cement can only be dependent on the power of which. We see Anna all embarrassed and blushing while she sees the MC. Our MC hands her a cloak and asks her that how is everything going with the cement making procedure. Anna wears the cloak while she is all sweaty and replies, I have not let Your Highness down. She asks our MC that, this is the thing that you want? MC replies that, it looks like. Whether it would work or not, I will only know after I try it out. Anna asks our MC that what uses does it have. MC replies building houses, building bridges, building roads. There are many places that it can be used at. If this thing is successful in the future, the people will no longer need to fear for cold wind or be afraid that the hard rain or snow will destroy their house. MC pets Anna on the head and says, such an awesome building material is only possible to be created because of you. The scene shifts and we see rocks that are bonded together by cement, and everyone looks at it with amazement. Chief Knight says, Your Highness, is this the effect of cement? It seems to have indeed stuck 2 bricks together. MC touches the rock-hard cement, no pun intended, and says, very good. It is very firm, totally different from the normal hardened clay. Man, everything has started to sound dirty at this point, or maybe my mind is too dirty. Sorry, back to the story. Chief Knight tries his best to separate the stones from each other. Our MC tells him that, all right, Carter, don't busy yourself too much. I have already roughly understood the toughness of cement. The production this time is very successful. Chief Knight in amazement says, this is the effect of cement? Yesterday, it was still fluid just like a candle that has been melted. but just after a night it became as tough as stone. With this thing, we can build the wall however fast we want to. As long as there are enough stones, we can even build a wall around the kingdom within 5 years. MC replies to him that what will be the use of a wall around the kingdom. He continues what he wants to say. No matter how tall the wall is, it is still not able to defend against the enemies that are within the wall. He tells them that, I would rather turn the wooden houses at Border Town into durable cement houses, and make sure my people no longer have to fall into a situation where they will no longer have a house to return to after a calamity. In the future, I will let you all see that in this world, witches are the #1 productive force. Episode 11. The episode starts with Border Town Cement Making Factory. The scene shifts to inside the factory where many workers are working together on the process of making cement. After that, we see MC and Chief Knight standing with each other while the MC tells him, after all, it is very easy to get sick when working in a dusty environment for a long time, thus I cannot keep on letting Anna do those things. It is fortunate that we sent out the recruitment notice and doubled the number of stone grinders, which allowed us to have ample time to prepare more raw materials while Anna rests. Our MC thinks to himself that, in the future when the production scale becomes bigger, just Anna alone will not be enough. Witches should not be used as consumable products, they should be used as the engine to push forward civilization. MC tells the Chief Knight that, although by relying on Anna's power we solved the problem regarding cement, and although the digging of the foundation for building the wall connecting North Slope Mountain and Chishui River has been started, building a wall is not as easy as I imagined. Chief Knight tells him, but Your Highness, because you lowered your status during the first day of work and personally showed the workers of North Slope how to dig the trench. They are currently working very hard. MC replies to him, even though they worked so hard, only a crooked trench was pushed out at North Slope. Rather than savings, that is the foundation for building the wall, you can say that it is a long sewer. MC thinks to himself about his previous life that, although me and the civil engineer next door were called the two engineering dogs, the things we learned were miles apart. This kind of civil engineering problem, I basically do not understand any of it in the slightest. Please quickly let a professional come and help me think of a way. We see old Bearov approaching the MC and saying, Your Highness? So you were here. I have something to report to you. Our MC asks him, What is it? Bearov replies, A stonemason came to respond to your recruitment and proclaimed that he had worked at Grey Castle Stonemason Association before. MC replies to Bearov that, Stonemason Association? If I recall, it is a famous organization. Although, it is said that they were ordered to disband because of cutting out on work materials. MC says to him, How can a problem not occur when you work in this line of work? This is the kind of talent that we need right now. Bring him to come meet me. Bearov replies in agreement. We skip to the Border Town Government Affairs office. We see our MC sitting on a chair while Anna is sitting in front of him, and he is looking at her. What a simp. She looks all cute while reading a book. We see the Chief Knight telling MC that the person he wanted to see has arrived. We see that this person is Carl Van Bate, and he greets our MC. MC tells him, all right, you can leave out the etiquettes, raise your head. Carl replies by agreeing. He looks towards Anna all confused and not believing what he is seeing. He calls her name slowly, and then he screams in shock. Anna, is that you? MC and Chief Knight are petrified by realizing that this person knows Anna. They scream, what? At the same time, Anna is also shocked at seeing Carl Van Bate and she calls him teacher. Our MC in a rush commands the Chief Knight that, Carter, block the door. Don't let him run away. Chief Knight runs to the door while covering the door with his huge, bulky body. MC thinks to himself, isn't this too much of a coincidence? A random stonemason that I recruited is actually the witch's neighbor? Carl Van Bate gets on his knees and screams, it really is you. Anna, I'm sorry. You are still alive. This is great. MC thinks that, however, from the looks of it, He doesn't seem to be a person that will be harmful to Anna. Perhaps there is some secret. Anna is all nervous and worried seeing her teacher in such a state. MC tells Carl Van Bate, "Don't be nervous, calm your emotions down," then replied to my questions. "Are you a stonemason? Why did you turn into Anna's teacher?" Carl Van Bate tells the MC that, "I'm extremely sorry, Your Highness, I lost my cool." He continues talking, "My name is Carl Van Bate. I was once a member of the Stonemason Association, but right now, I am only a teacher at Border Town." He says that Anna is a student that I taught. Carl tells MC that, "Although I don't know why Your Highness saved a witch, even if it was because you wanted to take her as your concubine, it is still much better than sending her to the gallows." Carl thinks to himself, this at least shows that His Highness is not afraid of the rumors that witches are the incarnation of the devil. If I am able to plead His Highness to take in Anna as his concubine too, perhaps she could avoid being harmed. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe if you are watching it. Although no one is watching this, so this will be the last video of this manhwa.